I hate that music. That's going to go. That's to start with. If there's one thing I despise, it's jazz. And progressive jazz, if that's it. Whatever it is, whoever picked that is some skunk. So that's to begin with. It's Joan Rivers. We don't know what we're doing yet. They've given me 2 hours. They said, do what you want to do. And then they keep saying to me, what do you want to do? I don't know what I want to do. I have lots of opinions. I have lots of ideas. I get very angry at a lot of things. I think this country is in the toilet. I think that things are just going haywire. I think there are no manners anymore. I think that kids, never mind ebonics, I think let's learn to speak English. I think taxi drivers should say thank you when you give the son of a bitch a tip. I think there are lots of things that should be done. I think there's nothing wrong with hard work. My grandmother cleaned fish, and my father went to college. Remember those days when you worked your way through? So that's what I'm thinking about. But let's start out slowly. You'll never hear that music again. If I have to hum, you will never hear that again. That's number one. Number two, I don't know who's out there. It's freezing cold in New York. I mean, it is snowing. It is raining. It's awful. So maybe there's some people stuck in a car somewhere. I know my doorman Joe is listening. And my daughter Melissa called me up to say, congratulations, but I'm too busy. So I guess there's no point in saying, Melissa, how are you? So I won't end up like Carol Burnett saying, good luck, kid, because I know she's not listening. The only good thing that's happened today is they found there is a gene linked to weight control. This is going to be a very shallow show. You might as well know it right now. But for those of you that have starved the way I have starved your entire lives, now they found out. You know how you always hate all those people? I can eat anything, they can't gain weight. Well, obviously, there's really a gene they found out today that burns more than you consume, and that's wonderful. And maybe with never mind getting monkeys together, and never mind finding sheep, let's find that gene. That, I believe, even the Catholic Church will agree with me, because a lot of cardinals are chubby. And I think the Catholic Church will say, go for that one. If you could promise me I could clone a person that would have a beautiful body and great breasts, I would be the first one to say it. So that's number one. We're going to talk about that tonight. If you want to call in and say hello, you can call me at 1-800, which means free, as we all know, 1-800-321-0710. That's 1-800-321-0710. And if you're as stupid as I am, I always write down 1-800, like I'm going to forget that part of it. But it's 1-800-321-0710. We're going to talk about lots of things. We're going to talk about that Elizabeth Taylor's feeling good, and that I'm glad about, even though I did and made a lot of money on her being fat. I'm really glad that she's feeling better now. We're going to talk about Ellen DeGeneres is gay. Wow, what a surprise. Any of you out there that think maybe Michael Jackson might be in the closet? Don't scare me now. But I think Michael Jackson has been in the closet so long, they're going to give him to Goodwill. But anyhow, we're going to talk about Ellen being gay, which is amazing to see this is happening on a Disney show. I find that very interesting because Disney, you can't do anything, you know, and suddenly they're coming out and saying, all right, Ellen can be gay. I think that's wonderful and terrific. And it'll be interesting to see what America thinks. They're going to watch the show, if they're going to identify with the show, or Ellen is just going to end up for last year being kissed by, Katie Lang, kissed her at the Grammys, and she'll go her own way. I think it'd be very interesting. I'd love to be writing that show because lots of gay jokes. The other thing I want to talk about is the cloning because, seriously, it's such an issue, and I don't know what side I'm on. As a Jew and an American, I'm thrilled because now you can get a mink coat and not feel guilty. That, to me, is very important, that I can now wear fur, and they'll say to me, you know, don't kill animals. I'll say, clones, clones, clones. These are not dead. These are very, very interesting. But what is the issue here? It's very frightening. And if you do clone, and if you do have someone that looks like you, where is the soul? Whose soul is it? What is the personality that's going to happen? If you clone from an old person, will the young person have the old person's intelligence, the old person's feelings? Very, very, very weird. And also very frightening. And we have some calls, so maybe we'll start. People, I think, let's start with who should we go with first? Let's go with Carla. Carla from...
Hi, Joan.
Hi.
I'm so glad that I got through to you.
Well, Carla,
I don't like to really call the radio station because I'm not a fan of Bob Grant, so I usually switch over. And I don't know what your opinion is on that, but that's not what I'm calling about.
I've never heard Bob
I'm
Graham.
calling
How
to
about
say that I think you're very clever, besides being funny, and I value your opinions. I don't always agree with them, but I think that you make very valid points all the time.
Well, nobody should agree with everybody.
Are you there?
Can you hear me? Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
No, I couldn't hear anything you said.
Can you hear me? I didn't say anything.
Oh.
I was listening. I was letting you tell me nice things.
Oh, no, I'm telling you
nice... on a car phone or on a cellular phone?
I'm on a car phone. I'm on Route 24 now. And,
be careful with a cellular phone, because you keep it too close to your ear. Theoretically, you get brain cancer. So don't use it
one
too
more
often.
thing to worry about, I guess.
Yeah, but listen, we're going to go. If you have sweet and low, allegedly, you die of cancer. If you have equal, you die of brain tumor. So I just balance them back and forth.
Well,
so
if I'm already sweet, I don't need them, right?
All right, so I'm glad that you're talking to me. Are you being careful on the road?
Yes, it's not so bad.
All right.
The part about the cloning, though, I think that's so frightening. I think that a couple things I want to say. One is political, and one is about the cloning. That let them spend the money on other things. We don't need to have our scientists research that. There's a lot of sicknesses out there that we need to really work on. And politically, I'm getting tired, really tired of seeing all my money spent on an investigation of this or that or anything. And I know they're important, but why does everything have to have a special prosecutor and go on for 3 years like this thing in Whitewater? I want to know what's going on.
Nobody cares about any of this. Country doesn't care.
You know, the politicians are spending
guilty.
our money on investigations, and meanwhile we're talking about balanced budgets, and meanwhile we're talking about cutting back on this, cutting back on that. I still haven't heard how much we've spent on that investigation. Now we're going to start on this Lincoln bedroom crap.
Yeah. Well,
I don't agree with it, but I also...
I wouldn't even want to be in the Lincoln bedroom. There's no TV. There's no VCR. The bed doesn't have magic fingers, and it's haunted.
I just don't know why it's so important. Everybody looks for political problems to make a big deal out of it, and we pay for it.
And this country doesn't care anymore. You know that. This country
I know
has no morals left. So the president cheats. Who cares? You know, it doesn't matter.
But it's pulled too far with all the investigations. It has to get to a point where they say, listen, this is how much we'll spend, and if we don't have an answer by this much money, we're not going to keep throwing money into it.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, and I thank you for calling. Right? And I just want to say, you know what scares me the most? We're going back to cloning and talking. Somebody just left me a note and said, what about body parts? I don't think that's the way to get body parts. You know, if you want an extra liver, you don't raise a person so you can take their liver. I think that's beyond frightening. Somebody said, what about body parts? Then again, maybe if my child, God forbid, needed a liver, I would say, let's clone something. It depends which side of the fence you're on, but let's move on. I have a cousin, Charlotte, who I see once every 35 years, and she lives next door to me, but she's on the phone, so I think that's nice. So I'm going to take out of order my cousin, Charlotte. Hello, Charlotte.
Hello, Joan.
Good to talk
Listen,
to you.
even if Melissa isn't listening to you, I'm listening to you.
I think it's so good to have a family chat.
Isn't it great?
Milton and Thelma came to visit me yesterday.
Oh, they
In
did?
Atlantic City.
Yeah.
They gave me all the news.
Right.
Sal is fine. They've moved. They relocated.
What are you hysterical, just because your family loves you?
Because it's nice to do family chit-chat on the network's time.
Oh, how about that? Well,
How
listen,
about-
you don't call me on your time, so at least I'll talk to you on network time.
Okay, now you're very smart. Let me tell you, my cousin Charlotte, everyone listening out there,
For sure.
that's you, right?
That's for sure, and that is for sure.
And I'm very proud of you. I don't see you very often, Charlotte. And sometimes I walk right past you in the street, but don't take that personally. I'm very proud of you, Charlotte. Give my love to Danny and to the family.
Right now, he's cleaning the kitchen table.
Oh, see, that's my kind of time.
He's a good boy.
And I love you, and I love the kids, and good to talk to you.
He says hello to you, too.
Okay, thank you so much for calling. And we're going to go to a little break now. We'll be back in a second. I'm Joan Rivers, and I'll be back.
This is...
Okay, now you think I'm just sitting here in New York City in a cold studio alone, but ha-ha. I have big-time friends. The biggest thing that's happening around the country now is the movie that's out, Private Parts, with Howard Stern's life story, and Howard's co-host is Robin Quivers. Who was Robin Quivers, they might have asked? 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago. 2 years ago, they really started to know. Last year, her book called Quivers, A Life, went right up into the bestseller list. Everybody knew who Robin is. And I go to the movie Thursday night, and I'm so stupid. And I'm saying the girl who plays Robin is really good. And she
Stop it.
She looks like Robin, but much prettier. Boy, she looks like a great-looking Robin. And halfway through, I go, it's Robin. So Robin, success makes everybody just glow. And Robin came to visit me tonight, which is so great. And you're looking fabulous.
Why, thank you very much. I was telling somebody the other day, money will make you beautiful.
Yes. Success.
Money, success, whatever you can get, you put it on your face, it'll make you beautiful.
And it makes you great. And you have to, and people do things for you.
Yes.
And they teach you to accent the good stuff.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Right.
You get all the tips, and you make it work.
Yeah, and boy, you look wonderful.
Well, thank you very much. I said the supreme compliment from Joan Rivers. It's not about you were funny. If she tells you look good, you've really made it.
And in the movie, I mean, you really look like an actress.
Why, thank you.
Good
Now,
body.
that means more to me than anything.
Now,
because it was so difficult an undertaking to think that we would go from this immediate kind of performing where you do it and it's over to the kind of acting you have to do on film.
Which was now, what was the hardest, the first day? How many, what were the longest takes you had to take? How many takes was the longest that you ever did?
There was one time that I must have gone like 20 or 30. You know,
which scene?
I don't even remember which scene.
So I could go back and watch it.
That's right. Yes, she still didn't get it right. But I don't even remember what it was now, but I know I was devastated because I thought, oh my God, I'll never get this right. Because the more they have to do it, the more you think about what you're supposed to do and you can't do it.
Right.
And so I thought, I'm costing them all this money. They're going to throw me out. They're going to go get an actress to play me. But after a while, it started to become second nature.
Well, your biggest scenes are always, obviously, with Howard.
Yes.
Did you ever turn to him and say, you're not giving me what I need?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, come on,
because
Howard.
he has no memory.
Oh.
So there were times he needed to feed me a line and give me a cue. And every time he'd say the line, he'd say it differently.
Yes, so it leaves you just a little...
Yeah. And so your timing is off because you were expecting it this way and you expected to hear this word and he never says it. And finally I would scream at him, would you say it right? And he's like, I don't know what I'm doing, which is typical.
Tell me about Thursday. I never saw anything like that in my life. 5,500 people watching a movie in the Paramount Theater in Madison Square Garden, and then a party afterwards in Madison Square Garden. Fans chanting.
Everywhere. It was amazing. In fact, I think that I stayed in a state of denial for most of the evening because you just can't take all of that in. I just said, this is not for us. This is, these people would have been here anyway. They just had nothing to do. So this was a nice, warm place.
Who took you to the party? Did you have a date?
No, I decided to do it sans date.
Right.
I actually just grabbed one of the guys who works with us to just go with me and be an escort because that's too crazy. I recently started dating somebody and you just really don't want to.
That you really like?
Yeah,
Is
and you don't want to expose them to that.
Yeah.
No, he's not in the business, actually. I don't date in the business.
No, because it must, I don't know if it's better or it's not. If it's easier or harder to date in the business or out of the business, because it must be very hard for a man with, you're famous, you walk into a restaurant now, people are screaming, they're all going to recognize you on the street, I love you, I love you, I love you, or
I have to tell you a great story. You remember once you fixed me up with somebody.
Yes, I
did your TV show, and you introduced me to this soap opera actor, and he took me out to dinner. He decided he really wanted to impress me. He takes me to the WOR Club, great restaurant, and he had made the reservations and, put them under his name and the whole thing. And we go in and they say, oh, we don't have your reservation. I can't find his reservation.
Mr. Cool.
So now he's a little bit embarrassed, but they say, oh, well, it's not really crowded. We can seat you. And there's 3 different kinds of seating. There's the good seating near the window, there's the middle, and then there's the against the wall where you can't see anything. Yes. And so they put us in the middle.
All right.
And then just as they were seating us, the maitre d' recognized me. And he said, oh, Miss Quivers, I'm so sorry we didn't recognize you. Would you like a table near the window? And so the guy was just devastated. It was devastating. It was awful. It was awful.
Sometimes call ahead and say, I'm Joan Rivers. I'll be coming in with Mr. Schwartz. And please make sure that you know the man's name, too.
Yes.
So at least they can say, hello, Miss Rivers, and you. Hello, hello Miss Rivers, and Mr. Schwartz.
Absolutely, because it does. It just takes that guy and rips the rug right from under him. He said, I can't believe they're moving our table because of you.
Isn't that great? Tell me about anything negative. You know, somebody said to me, oh, it's so difficult now for Howard and for Robin. All this adulation. I said, are you out of your mind?
Oh, yes, it's horrible being loved.
Is there any, because I don't see anything negative about being famous. You want to be quiet, go in your house and shut your door.
That's what I always say. When I see people who are famous out in a public place, covering their head and, you know, wearing a baseball cap and all of that, I'm like, well, then why do you do it?
Yes.
Stop making movies, stop doing TV, and then nobody will bother you.
You know, Sinatra once said to Roddy McDowell, they won't leave me alone. And Roddy said, take off your toupee, and you would just be a bald Italian man.
That's right.
They'll leave you alone.
Absolutely. And then when they get left alone, look, you know, who's upset?
Yeah.
The person who's sitting there going, what happened?
When was the first time you knew that you were famous? What was the first moment that it happened and you thought, oh, my life has changed?
Once I was walking down, one of the avenues in Manhattan, and this big tractor trailer screeched to a halt. And then the guy backed up the street the wrong way just to say hello to me.
Isn't that good?
And I thought, wow.
Something's happened.
This is fun, yes.
What about your family? How do they take over? Because the party was very interesting the other night. 1/3 of it were hookers and Joey Buttafuoco. You know what I'm saying?
I always say that, you know, we bring all groups together.
Then there were rock stars.
Yes, yes.
And then there were family people. So you either said, oh, my God, there's Joey.
Yes.
And there's somebody with no, you know, her breasts hanging out doing tassels.
Right.
Or rock stars, or somebody saying, I'm so-and-so's mother, take a picture.
That's right, yes. In fact, I got into the strangest conversation. I was talking to Ben Stern and Marilyn Manson.
Yeah.
You know, the same conversation. It was very strange.
We have 1 minute, somebody said to me, what is your family like now? I mean, are they just, because I know in your book, which I read when it first came out and bought retail.
And then she ripped it up.
Ripped it up on the show and gave it to you. But your family was a lot of problems. And you got back together again. Can they treat you like you now, if you know what I'm saying?
No, I've become a star.
Yeah, yeah.
Even at home, they sort of treat me like a China doll.
Yeah.
You know, they don't really know what to make of all of this.
Who treats you, who can say to you, Robin, you're an idiot, Robin, you're wrong?
Well,
Robin.
all the guys I work with, they do that all the time.
Do you have your own agent?
Yes. Well, my agent and Howard's agent are the same guy, but he treats us so incredibly wonderfully, and he has total confidentiality between the two of us, and so everything's fine.
We're going to go to a break. When we come back, I want to know if there's anybody that's trying to break you up, because that's going to be the next step.
Okay.
Robin, you can do it on your own. We'll be back in 1 second, so stay tuned. It's Joan Rivers, and I'll be back maybe.
You're listening to The Joan Rivers Show on Radio 710 WOR.
Munich was nothing like you remembered it. Demanding client, pressure-packed meetings. Then you get to Delhi just in time for the rainy season. As for your meetings in Milan and Prague, well, at least the weather was better. But the good news is you flew Lufthansa, so you remembered as an unusually good trip. After all, it wasn't just your usual airline. Most anywhere in the world business takes you, you can experience the attentive, reliable service of Lufthansa. Welcome aboard.
WOR listeners, if you want a great off-price shopping for women, you're going to find it at Lohman's. You're going to find the same designer fashions that you'll find in better department stores, but at a fraction of the price. I am not kidding you. You save 30 to 65% off department store prices. At Lohman's famous back room, over 5,000 selections from top American and European designers are all there waiting for you. Lohman's Italian event starts Wednesday, March 5th. It's one of Loman's premier backroom events with an incredible selection of Italian designer merchandise. All those great Italian designer names are going to be represented, every one of them. There are going to be over 10,000 newly arrived spring items, including jackets and skirts and pants and blouses and sweaters and suits and dresses and outerwear and innerwear and who the hell knows. Whatever they have in Italy, you're going to find it here. A large collection of Italian designer shoes are also going to arrive just for this event at Loman's in Manhattan at 7th Avenue and 16th Street, Riverdale in the Bronx, Sheepshead Bay, and White Plains, and in New Jersey at East Brunswick and Paramus, on Long Island at New Hyde Park, Hewlett, and Huntington. Loman. Starting March 30th, Lufthansa offers daily non-stop service from Newark to Munich with excellent connections to other major European cities. For information or reservations to any of more than 200 destinations worldwide, call your travel agent or Lufthansa at 1-800-645-3880.
Radio 710 WOR.
When a cold morning calls for a hot breakfast, Swanson has a simple solution. The thermometer says 30 degrees. The bus comes in 15 minutes. But with Swanson, you can still get them well-fed, bundled up, and off to a great start. Swanson Great Starts lets you put a hot breakfast like fluffy eggs and sausage or cinnamon swirl French toast on the table in under 5 minutes. So when it's bitter cold outside, nothing keeps them warm inside like a Swanson Great Starts breakfast. Swanson Great Starts. Good food made simple. When you want dinner to go, but can't agree on what dinner to get, Swanson has a simple solution. You're thinking Mexican, he's craving pasta. The kids want chicken. Nobody wants to compromise. And with Swanson, nobody has to. Because with Swanson, you have your choice of 65 delicious varieties. From authentic enchiladas to tender veal parmigiana to all white meat fried chicken. So when you can't agree on what you want is Swanson. Swanson. Good food made simple.
Pepcid AC Acid Controller, Tagamet HB, and Zantac 75 are redefining how America solves acid indigestion and heartburn. Now, the phenomenal success of Pepcid AC can make you an exceptional income. Pepcid AC is now being sold in vending machines, and you can cash in on the big profits that Pepcid AC vending machines earn every day by owning your own Pepcid AC vending business. Pepcid AC spends millions of dollars on advertising. Now, you can benefit by becoming a Pepcid AC vending machine owner. To take advantage of this exciting opportunity, just call Venco at 1-800-481-7576. Be your own boss. It's easy to get started, and you can earn full-time money working part-time from home. Just call 1-800-481-7576. That's 1-800-481-7576, and see how easy and affordable becoming a part of the growing family of Pepcid AC vending distributors can be. This is a limited offer. Call us now at 1-800-481-7576. That's 1-800-481-7576. Call now.
Give WOR's Joan Rivers a call. 800-321-0710.
Okay, that music's not any better. We are talking.
You have a musical problem.
Yeah, I can see that's going to be the big thing. We'll get it right the day I'm fired.
Oh, boy.
We're talking with Robin Quivers, whose book is called Quivers, A Life, and it's in paperback if you can get it. But now that she and Howard are the biggest phenomena, I think, you know, they all came to scoff. That's what's so interesting. They came to see him fall on his face.
Great.
Yeah.
It has been great. Because you know what the press is usually like with us.
Oh.
I mean, there were only a few people who accepted us early on, and you were one of them.
Oh, please.
And I'm sure you took a lot of flack for it. People wondering, what were you up to?
I used to find myself, and I'm not, Dorothy knows this, you know, I was always offending.
Yes.
Defending.
Yes.
And you want to say, don't you listen? Can't you hear how brilliant this show is?
Mm-hmm.
And what is the wrong with people?
One thing I had never done before, because when we first came here, we all lived in Queens.
Yeah.
For goodness sake. That's all we could afford, and we used to take the subway to work. So things have really changed. You know, I have a car that brings me to work now, and I can shop at Bergdorf's and do whatever I want.
And they take you into Betty in Bergdorf.
That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Betty is the lady that, God forbid, you walk around Bergdorf's without Betty. That means you're on your way down.
That's right. Yes, it's over.
It's over. And Betty, you say, I need slacks. And she says, here's something charming, $4,000.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The price tags are ridiculous.
Yeah. And she always says, I always say it's expensive, it's just me, not bad.
Yes, yeah. Oh, this is a real bargain.
And that's that. What's going to happen to you now? Are you going to make another movie?
I would love to do some more acting. First of all, I really, really enjoy the acting process. So I'd love to have the opportunity to play something other than myself in someone else's project.
All right, but what about your... Now, they took Howard's book, Private Parts, right? And it's become this huge movie. Okay, take your book. I'm sure a movie of the week has come up for you.
Well, we've talked about it, but I think I'm not ready to do
I could play
that yet. I'm not quite ready to do that yet. I think I want to wait a little while.
Melissa and I can reenact anything you want.
Yes, absolutely. I know. Melissa, I saw her on the line at our premiere, and she says, well, I know it's very difficult to play yourself because I had to do it. So we were commiserating over what that's like. But I have done, there's a little section of my book that has to do with my relationship with my this girl I met through the Big Brothers Big Sisters program,
right.
And I'd like to take that and create a feature out of it. That relationship between a professional woman and this young street girl, and how they change each other's lives.
And did she change your? Because you come from a mother that was very abusive to you, a father who was very rough on you, and yet you went ahead. You became first a nurse.
Yes.
Then you were in the Army, right?
Boy, did I have a circuitous route to get here.
The nice thing is, if anyone ever has a heart attack on your set, you can just jump right in.
Howard always says, well, Robin, would you know what to do? I said, I'll know he's down at this point. Those medical advances keep marching on.
How did you know that nursing wasn't for you? You finally got through nursing school.
Yeah.
It's so terrific. It's so wonderful. Then what? Then when do you say, I don't like this, too much blood?
No, it wasn't that. It was just that something about it wasn't fulfilling to me. I was doing it, and it was fun for a while. And then after we got into that sort of, well, this is what we do kind of phase, it was like very unrewarding. And I looked at people who were older and still doing it, and I thought, oh, God, please don't let that be me. Yeah. I just knew I couldn't do that for the rest of my life and be happy. So I started looking around for something else to do and finally found radio.
Are you happy now?
Oh, I'm ecstatic.
I'm so glad.
Yes, I have such a wonderful life. I have so many wonderful friends. I get to do things that, when I was growing up, I certainly never dreamed that I get to do. So, and to have a partner like Howard to work with, it's just an incredible experience.
Have you ever had a big fight with him?
Oh, we've had huge knockdown, dragouts, and we've broken up.
Besides the one time, really, they just say, that's it. Just go to hell. I don't need this. Has ever been gotten to that point?
He said it to me. Because I was quite a pill. There was a point at which he just said, I can't take the abuse anymore, because I was really horrible. I was very hard on him. I had a lot of insecurities, and I never really believed that, this was a team and we were going to be together. And so I was always looking for those moments when I thought he was betraying me.
Yeah, and
so it was very tough.
And when did you finally realize, this is okay? He's not betraying me. It's fine.
The day he said, I can't take it anymore. It's over. Let's go down the hall and break this up. I said, I think he's serious. I better get myself together.
What would you do if this did all go away? Because I have a book called Bouncing Back, and I go through it now. It's up, it's down. My career is up, it's down. I always think, what's another avenue? If it all went away, because I would become, if I could get a nail girl and a masseuse on the set with me, I could go be an anthropologist. But I would need a nail girl and
That's right away.
I'm not digging and rooting these nails.
Goodness. Well, I don't know.
Dorothy's saying we'll be right back.
Well, then I'll hold that thought.
Hold the thought. What we're going to find out when we come back. It's Joan Rivers, and I'm with Robin Quivers. We're going to find out what you would do if it all went away tomorrow.
The Joan Rivers Show on America's talk and information station, Radio 710 WOR.
Dreaming about travel? Well, wake up and smell the espresso. Go to Italy and discover its wealth of heritage, history, and hospitality with those who know it best. Central Holidays. Central Holidays with Alitalia offers the most daily, non-stops to La Bella Italia. From the Alpine peaks to the shores of Sicily, day for day, Central Holidays will save you more on the widest selections of vacations to Italy. Central Holidays with 25 years of experience and Alitalia Airlines bring you more of Italy. More fully escorted tours, hosted and independent packages, more dining with wine in local restaurants, more centrally located hotels, more in-depth sightseeing, more daily non-stops to Italy via Alitalia. For brochures on Italy, Greece, Turkey, and Israel, on Mediterranean cruises, or all-inclusive Club Baltour in Morocco, see your travel agent or call now, 1-800-611-1139. That's 1-800-611-1139.
Your business is succeeding beyond your wildest dreams. So you'll obviously be celebrating with... You didn't think I was going to say party, did you? Because what you'll probably be celebrating with is an attack of growing pains. That's the first thing that often happens the moment a small business takes off. We'd like to help. Bell Atlantic Small Business Services was developed to handle the communication needs of small businesses as they get larger, like installing a phone network customized for your specific needs. For example, the Centrex Custoflex 2100. It allows you to make 6-way conference calls and can be adjusted to meet your changing needs with a single call. That's just one product. So imagine what else we can do. May we help you?
To learn more about how we can help make your success something you can really celebrate, just call Bell Atlantic Small Business Services at 1-800-THE-CALL.
Bell Atlantic, the heart of communication.
WOR.
Do you still read the same old way you were taught in school? Well, that's like driving an old car 20 miles an hour on the highway. Guess what? When it comes to reading, your brain is like a Ferrari, and there's no speed limit. The Reading Genius Home Study course shows you how to read a 500-page book in an hour. Instead of seeing words, you'll absorb what's on the page like it was one of your favorite movies. Reading 10 pages a minute or more becomes as easy as flicking a light switch. The amazing Reading Genius technology has already been used by employees at Apple Computer and Hewlett-Packard and average readers who have gone on to become some of the world's fastest readers. Reading Genius is proof that when it comes to reading, there is no speed limit. It's fun, it's easy, and it's fast. You'll read 200% faster or more, guaranteed. Call 1-800-480-5578. That's 1-800-480-5578. The Reading Genius. The number again, 1-800-480-5578.
If you or someone you love lives alone, do you worry about safety? What would happen in the event of a heart attack or stroke, a fall, or even a break-in? Don't be a statistic. Use the Companion, the advanced 24-hour personal emergency response system. If help is needed, all a Companion user needs to do is press the Companion's pendant, and within seconds, they'll be speaking with a professional staff member. There's no need to reach for the phone. Fortunately, Gail Miller had the Companion when she fell in her bedroom. She simply pressed her pendant to speak with a monitor who contacted help that arrived within minutes. How much is security like this worth? Believe it or not, right now, for a limited time, the Companion voice system is yours for a mere 64 cents a day. A small price to pay for knowing that you or the person you worry about is within easy reach of help. For a free Companion and the special 64 cents a day offer, call 1-800-403-9998.
WOR's Joan Rivers wants to take your call. 800-321-0710.
Okay, it's Joan Rivers. I'm back talking with Robin Quivers, whose book is called Quivers of Life. And as you know, she's co-starring with Howard Stern in Private Parts, which I think is going to sweep the country. And I think it'll be doing just fine in Europe, too, because it's a funny movie if we never knew who any of you were.
That's what I thought after I saw it for the first time. I said, you know, people can relate to this story. It's about a guy who had a dream and fought to make it come true.
Guy.
And he had a love with this woman that was incredible. And people can relate to that from either side.
Allison.
Plus Allison.
Plus Allison. Plus his
You
wife.
threw her in there, too.
Tell me about your daily routine, because I walked in the studio this morning, and there you are after the big success, and we got up at 7 to.
Yes.
I got up at 6 to be there at 7.
Yeah.
And you guys are there, and you've already been doing it out. What?
Yes.
All right. So give me your day. Give me a day in the life of Robin.
When we're not working this hard, I usually get up at 3:30 in the morning.
3:30 in the morning. Okay. And do
then,
what?
And
take a shower then?
Yeah. Yeah, you sort of, because you have to wake yourself up and you have to wake up your voice. And so you get in the shower and do whatever you do in the morning.
Do you drink coffee?
I don't eat until I get to the studio.
Okay.
And I don't drink coffee.
Okay.
So, because, I mean, we've been doing this so long.
So you get to the studio at what time?
I get to the studio at 5. When I'm there in the morning, I start listening to the radio and putting things together in my mind and sort of going through what I pulled out of papers or periodicals from the day before. And then I go into the studio at 5 o'clock and start pulling things together. I have an AP machine, and I'll have the daily newspapers from the day. And I also have to do makeup now that we have the E-show.
Yeah, because they're on, for those who don't know, they're on, they tape every show. That's why I never take my sunglasses off.
I started to wear sunglasses in here tonight to do the same thing to you.
You're not going to see me at that hour in the morning on television. So you have to look good now on television? Yeah.
Yes. So I have to make sure that at least from the waist up, I look okay.
The old Hollywood Square syndrome.
That's right. And so and then we go on the air at 6 o'clock.
And you stay on the air until
10:30, 11.
Then what do you do? Do you have a meeting? Do you say, okay, a big meeting about tomorrow? How much do you plan?
We don't do a lot of that. Mostly what I'd say we do is a debriefing. You know, we talk about whatever we still have left over from the day, and we talk about some things that may be going on in the future guests, and some projects, anything that's coming up that may be major, like the Grammys, and then we sort of break up, because basically what we do is we all do our individual thing, and then we put it all together on the air in the morning.
And wait for the air to talk about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, has there ever come a point where you've been too embarrassed? Was there ever a moment where you said, oh, God, I'm ashamed to be a part of this?
Oh, absolutely. The time they started talking about my colonics. Because, you know, I might try any wacky thing, and they discovered that I was doing colonic therapy, and that became a whole topic of discussion. And then everybody, the worst is when the callers, the people who listen to the show, start calling in to add on to whatever is being done. And then your friends hear this. You have to go out into the street, and people are yelling things at you. So, yeah, some of those times are pretty embarrassing, but my attitude has become that if it makes good radio, then we'll do it.
Yeah, and it does. And it just makes them know you more and more and more and more. How were the colonics? Did you lose weight? Were you cleaned out?
Well, you do feel incredibly clean.
Aren't you embarrassed, though? When you have to lie down, and because they come
You
into
know,
the
they
room.
make you feel so comfortable.
You talk about a poor nurse's job.
Really. But, you know, the woman who used to do my colonics was really into colonics. So it was very interesting. God, she's into this. You know, she's looking at the tube and going, oh, you had, and she's telling me what I ate.
God.
So it was incredible. I was like, my goodness, what a way to make a living.
Did it make you lose weight? Do you still do it?
Yes, it did make me lose weight. I don't still do it. It was just sort of a thing I wanted to try for a while, and it was interesting, and now I'm over it.
Did it make you lose weight? Do you still do it?
Yes, it did make me lose weight. I don't still do it. It was just sort of a thing I wanted to try for a while, and it was interesting, and now I'm over it.
How did you lose the weight? Because you've lost. Since I've known you, you've lost a lot of weight.
Yes, I've been working out, and of course I ride my horse every day.
You keep your horse also in the city with you?
Well, he was in the city for a while. He was at my apartment.
Did you name him Jay?
They said, what is that smell? But he's in New Jersey now. He's right across the bridge, so I can't get to him as often as I'd like when we're really, really busy, but I try to ride him about 3-4 times a week.
Which is great.
Yeah, and you need that, because this is so incredibly crazy and heady. You need something that, you know, the horse never knows that I've made a movie or that I'm on this radio show and people know me. He just treats me the same every day.
Dorothy's going, what, 1 minute?
Yeah.
We have to go to break. Just listen to Dorothy. We have to go to break. We'll be right back with Robin Quivers. This is Joan Rivers.
This is the Joan Rivers Show on Radio 710 WOR.
Let's say you have children. Children who will not go anywhere without every single one of their toys in tow. So how do you get everyone and everything from point A to point B safely and securely while making certain the driver has some fun too? Simple. You put them all in the thoroughly exhilarating Saab 900S 5-door. And right now you can lease one of your very own for just $299 a month for 39 months. With its easy opening hatch and split fold-down rear seats, the 900S can accommodate all your worldly possessions and more. We'd also like to point out that the 900S is powered by a torque-rich 2.3-liter engine, which is bound to put a smile on the face of the family chauffeur. If the $299 a month lease offer hasn't already, find your own road. Saab.
Take advantage of this $299 a month lease through April 30th. This 39-month lease requires $2,248, including security deposit at lease inception. Total monthly payments equal $11,648. For details, call 1-800-582-SAAB.
See your tri-state Saab dealer today.
Since 1956, Crestwood Nursing and Rehabilitation Center in Whippany, New Jersey has provided professional 24-hour nursing care in a small home-like atmosphere. In this beautiful 75-bed facility, Crestwood administers to the long or short-term patient, the elderly, and post-operative. If you're looking for respite care for a week, or rehabilitation after surgery, or from an illness, look to Crestwood. Crestwood was found to be deficiency-free during their most recent survey by the New Jersey Department of Health. Physical, occupational, and speech therapies, as well as IV therapy and wound care, are offered on site. Convalescing at Crestwood speeds your return home. Most importantly, the emotional well-being of each resident is enhanced through the friendship and dedication of the Crestwood staff. Call the Crestwood Nursing and Rehabilitation Center in Whippany, New Jersey, 201-887-0311. That's 201-887-0311. Crestwood, excellence in healthcare.
Radio 710 WOR.
How would you like to save 30 to 50% and be guaranteed the lowest life insurance rates or your money back? Now, with the help of Life Rates of America, you can reach more than 50 top life insurance companies with just one phone call. This is a whole new way to buy life insurance, as featured by Money Magazine. All you do is call 1-800-81-RATES. Answer a few brief questions, and their computers will do your comparison shopping. You'll get the 5 lowest rates in the country within 48 hours by mail, all top-rated A and A-plus companies. There's no cost for the call. It could save you thousands. Chances are you can greatly reduce your life insurance premiums, too. In fact, if after buying a policy from Life Rates, you find a comparable policy with lower premiums, just return it within 10 days and get a full refund guaranteed by the insurance company. Call now to get a free consumer's guide to life insurance with your 5 lowest rates. Life Rates of America, toll free at 1-800-81-RATES. 1-800-81-RATES. Get in on the conversation. It's the Joan Rivers Show on WOR at 800-321-0710.
Okay, I'm back. I'm talking with Robin Quivers. The name of the book is Quivers Alike, Life or Alike. As you know, she's the co-hostess of the Howard Stern Show, and a man named Bobo from the heartlands of America.
Yes, but let's keep saying that we have a movie, Howard Stern's Private Parts. Opens Friday.
Oh, it hasn't opened yet?
No, that was the premiere. It opens Friday.
Let me tell you, anyone that, if you have to pick 2 movies to see, Shine and Private Parts.
I'll take that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shine is a wonderful movie.
Shine for drama and warmth and what life and soul is all about, and for laughs. Private, if you have to have one funny movie this year, to Woody Allen.
He's not that funny.
He's not that funny. Now,
unless he's stealing your daughter.
Melissa, get off of Daddy's lap.
There you go.
For God's sake.
Yeah, get dressed, for God's sake, if you're going to sit on Daddy's lap.
Just embarrassing me. Now, Bobo wants to know, are you attracted to Howard? That has to happen, Robin, because when people are pushed into an atmosphere day after day, there have to be moments where you really look at each other and think, I've been on enough sets to know that.
Well, I love Howard. I can honestly say that, and I know he loves me. Is there a physical attraction?
Every once in a while.
I don't think so.
Never at one point there was a moment.
As close as we were ever going to come was on Thursday at the premiere, when I realized how much we had been through together, and I just looked at him with such love and such respect. But, I always think of Allison immediately after that.
Oh, that bitch, she's not listening. Let me ask you, what was the lowest point the two of you had together?
NBC. When we were at NBC.
And that's when I was on the show. I had no idea.
Yes, and they were constantly hammering at us. We would be tortured for 2 hours, and then they'd say, now go be funny. They'd tell us we were worthless, we didn't belong there, we didn't deserve to be there, we had no talent. And then they say, now go on the air and be funny.
So what happened? Your contract was up. You were already number one. I bet you couldn't wait to get out of there. I mean,
actually, we were fired before our contract.
Fired?
Yeah, we wound up being fired because we just went to number one and we decided that was the place to end the film. But we wound up, that's why we have a sequel, because they did fire us.
Wait, can you stay around? Because we're going to do a little news, and then we'll be right back. It's Joan Rivers. I'm talking with Robin Quivers, and we'll be right back.
Joan Rivers Show after the news on America's talk and information station, WOR.
I'm Shelley Strickler, WOR News.
It's morning now, and you're tired and cranky, still coughing and sneezing, hanging on to that hanky. So why does your husband feel so much better? He's up and at 'em like a real go-getter. Because last night he said, if we take NyQuil, my dear, we'll feel better in the morning instead of next year. You said, what has NyQuil to do with the morning, Pete? So you took medicine you thought was complete, but it's not. So this morning, while he's left for work, you lie there in misery, convinced you're a jerk. Vicks NyQuil, the bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, so take it at night and have a good morning medicine.
Use only as directed.
The kids are all sick. If I'm not careful, I'll be next. I better Econex it.
Now you can help protect yourself when you're at risk for infection. Econex it. Econex is the all-natural dietary supplement that helps boost your resistance. It helps you stay healthy. Econex it.
I have to take care of myself so I can take care of them.
Econex it to help boost your natural resistance. Econex from SunSource at food and drug stores. Learn more. Call 888-439-8300.
On WOR, this is the Joan Rivers Show. Can we talk?
Hi, it's Joan Rivers. I'm talking to you tonight from New York City, and I'm talking with my good friend Robin Quivers, who is co-starring with Howard Stern in that wonderful new movie, Private Parts. And there's so many things I want to ask you. I want to start out, first of all, you get up, you told me one time, 3:30 in the morning.
Yes.
Right. And you go the whole day. That means you have to get to bed at what time?
Well, if I'm being very, very good, I should be in bed by 9.
All right. So now, what is the studio social life?
Oh, you have none. I always say that my hours are incompatible with everyone. There is no person on earth who is doing things at the same time that I'm doing them. And so in order to have any kind of a social life at all, someone has to be very understanding.
Yeah, or crazy about you.
Well, that would be very understanding.
What about, like, now it's different. Now people understand, and it's a big thing. My brother takes out Robin Quivers. It's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
He doesn't mind. They get to bed early. But in the old days, it must have been just hell on earth.
Oh, yeah. I've had guys say to me, who wants to be with you? You're always busy. Your hours are terrible. And you're not available to me. I have girls who'll do this or that, and they can, I can call them up and say, let's go to Florida for the weekend, and they can go.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah, but now I want to ask you, but you're going out with somebody now, and you think it's really going to be serious?
I don't know.
Would you get engaged?
This is early.
What do you call early?
We've only been exploring this for a few weeks.
Are you playing the rules?
No, definitely not.
Oh, see,
I don't
wrong.
want that kind of guy, so I wouldn't play those rules.
You know, is he sending you flowers? You're still in the good stage?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know,
I
very,
missed
very
you.
appreciative. Yes, very.
After he takes you home, does he call you up afterwards and you still talk a lot to say?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. It's been very. I have had a wonderful month.
Okay. Very important.
Yes.
Very important. Tell me, let's go back to the Stern Show. You were telling us you were fired as #1 show. You were fired from NBC.
That's right. Right. We didn't think it was possible. We had become very arrogant. We had another boss who had come in who wanted to mold us and change us again.
This is after the movie Private Parts.
Yes, after the end of the movie, there was another guy who came in. He decided he wanted to change us as well, even though we were #1.
Why would they want to be truly that stupid? If something is #1, why do they want to change it? It makes no sense.
They all have these ideas that they know better, and somehow or other, they have to put their stamp on every program that's on the air. You know, that was their attitude.
And they fired you?
And so we would walk out of meetings when they started saying silly things like, we want you to talk for 2.5 minutes and no more, and stuff like that. And then we just thought we were invincible because we had these ratings, and one day we walked in and they said, guess what? The show's over. And we were devastated at the time, but it turned out to be the best thing that ever happened to us.
From the time they said the show's over till you got your next show?
We were back on the air in a month.
In a month.
At K-Rock, where we are today. And we were hired by people who knew what we did, understood what we did, and wanted us to do it.
And left you alone.
Absolutely. And it's been wonderful.
And what happened to NBC? What happened to that time period? Did it ever recover?
Not only did that time period not recover, then we went on the air in the morning and beat their morning man. The station doesn't even exist anymore.
Isn't that great?
I mean, we're so ecstatic about that.
You can't carry a grudge, but it is very sweet.
Yeah, I mean, we weren't doing it on purpose, but we were very on purpose, but we were very happy that, you know, the value of the station dropped through the floor. And when it was sold, they had to sell it in tandem with something else.
When you think, like, you've been together since 1981, what are some of the great moments? What are some of the moments you go, oh, God, that was a great, so-and-so was a great guest, or that was a great moment, or...
Oh, there have been so many. I mean, I think the first time that I realized it was a really wonderful show was we were still in Washington, and Princess Di was getting married, as a matter of fact, and we decided to pretend that we had gone to London to cover the wedding, and everybody believed we were there. And I thought, my God, what an incredible medium radio is. You can just tell anybody anything and make it sound true. And so that's when I first really started to enjoy performing on radio. And then when we started getting guests like you, and I'm telling you, you were one of the biggest stars at the time that had ever done our show.
Well, because all the rest were hookers.
That's true.
I
mean, you were right in there between two naked women.
I used to put tassels over my dress to fit it.
I thought that was very accommodating of you. Joan fits right in.
Look at this. She's trying. Who's come on now that you can't deal with? Is there anyone that has walked in that you just said, I cannot, this person, I can't deal with them. This is too much for me?
No one's like that. I mean, our show is really, you know, we have 4 people in there wrangling you, so nobody gets totally out of control. The hardest person to control probably was Sam Kinison when he was alive.
Yeah. Oh, I love
that. Was a real wrestling match.
Yeah.
And he always, I mean, he's the only one who's ever almost taken control of the show.
And he was don't you wonder where he would be now?
Yes. Absolutely.
I sent some tapes of Sam's the other day, and I put them on in the car. I was going with a friend, and you forget how brilliant.
Yeah. So funny.
Yeah.
He was born funny.
Yeah.
And he was just incredible on the air. And we always loved to see him come and hated to see him come.
Yes.
Because you never knew what was going to happen.
Who's disappointed you?
Robin Williams. Robin Williams, who is known for being able to riff and be ad-lib off the top of his head, was totally stunned by what we do. And he just sort of sat there and looked at us. And we thought, my goodness, Robin Williams can't keep up.
That's
and
fascinating.
so it was very interesting.
Did he ever come back?
No, and then of course we got into that tiff. Howard said something about him marrying a nanny, and
which he did.
Yes, but he's been upset about it ever since. Well, it's not my fault. You married her.
Well, listen, take the hat off her and let's go. She looks so motherly, bending over my child.
I think I'll marry her.
I think I'll marry this wonderful breast sticking into the crib. No, he married the nanny.
Yeah.
And what does that teach us? A life lesson. Pick a nanny, pick an ugly one.
There you go.
My mother always said.
Who doesn't know that?
Well, there's some stupid people that get those au pair girls in from France.
Absolutely. I see that going on.
And they think, I'm a little older, my
she's
thighs.
She's such a sweet girl.
Oh, she's a 7-year-old girl. She doesn't know what she's doing. Oh, yeah.
She's so young.
She's sitting in a little room in the Hamptons knowing that you've got the big house.
That's right. So. That's right, yeah. She's got the little bippy top on and those Daisy Dukes.
I can make you happy. Here's a flower for you.
Ooh, Jenny.
And men are so stupid.
Yes. Oh,
she's so sweet.
She loves me for me. She thinks I'm wonderful.
What are you going to do now? I mean, after the movie, you're going to all just have to go back for a while. Oh, no, never mind that. When the movie was going on, Give Me a Schedule, that must have been...
That was one of the hardest experiences we've ever had.
You shot it in New York?
Yes, we were shooting in New York, and we did the radio show the entire time we were working on the film. So we'd get off the air at 10 o'clock, be driven over to Queens because we worked over at the Silver Cup Studios, and we would be on set from 11 to about 8 at night.
Right.
And then we'd do it again. And on the weekends, we worked on the set all day long. We'd do like a 12-hour day on the set. So we were working 7 days a week.
God. Incredible.
Yeah. I didn't think we would all make it. I thought it was going to be one of those Il Postino things where everybody who worked on the radio show died in memory of, a long list of people.
A lot of shots in the back of Robin's head.
That's it. They had to finish the film with a computer.
There's a movie called Elephant Walk, and Vivian Lee was in it in the beginning. She had a complete nervous breakdown. Elizabeth Taylor filled in, and you could see them gain and lose weight on the different shots. And every time it's on American movie classes, they go, oh, wow, big fat ass. It's Elizabeth. Skinny, skinny, skinny. It's Viv.
Yes.
That could have happened to you. What about your hair? Now, your hair is in these wonderful dreadlocks. Mm-hmm. How do you keep it clean?
Dorothy you wash it.
Well, I know, but you... No, but Whoopi has the same hair.
Yes.
Yeah, but you wash it, but you're not getting all the dirt out because it's still in a little
Of course you are.
No, because it's staying braided.
Do you wash your clothes? Your clothes stay sewn, don't they?
Yeah.
They don't come apart and you got every little thread. Don't be ridiculous. The water goes through.
I've been dying to ask you that. How long do you have to have it done? Every how many days?
Oh, no. This stays like this forever.
Never?
What do you mean? What
do you have to have it rebraided?
No. You just sort of twist the ends. It just stays this way.
So that's because it looks sensational.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. What are you going to do next? What are you going to do next with yourself? Because you look great. There's not you're thin, your breasts look good, your face look great.
I think I'm going to have some sex. Now that I'm ready. I think that would be good.
Are you passionate or are you funny in bed?
I laugh.
Yeah, me too.
I'm afraid I laugh. And lots of people get very upset. But I can't help it. I want to have fun.
Who is the first love of your life? Is he out there? That dumped you?
First love? No, I did all the dumping.
There was never anybody that hurt you?
No. Well, it hurt to dump them. But I had to get rid of them, so.
Well, I just think you are. I'm so as I told you before off radio, Mike, there's so few people I really genuinely am so happy to have success.
Well, thank you so much.
You are wonderful. And anyone that doesn't go and see Private Parts, you are a fool. And I don't care. I like Howard. I like Robin. I don't. It's the funniest movie to come out in 5 years.
I think that people who don't like us should really give this movie a try. I think you'll find a story there that you will find compelling. And funny.
And funny.
Yes, I think you'll get some good laughs.
Oh, I just think I love you. I look forward to seeing you again back at your place.
Thank you so much for having me.
Go home and live a fantasy. Thank you. Well, we'll be right back. And that was Robin Quivers.
The The Joan Rivers Show on America's talk and information station, Radio 710 WOR.